Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Stardew Valley. My name is Matt, and I'm gonna show you around my farm. Welcome, welcome. Oh, sorry. Welcome to Stardew Valley. I have my volume up on my Twitch display. Anyways, welcome to Stardew Valley. My name's Matt K. I'm an avid gamer, and I just kind of wanted to show you some of the games I find really enjoyable. So this is Stardew Valley. If you're into it, I'll give you some tips along the way. If you're not into it, this is definitely a game that can really become addicting. I've put over 127 hours into this game. Just because, it's fun to live a life that will never pan out on your computer. So basically, Stardew Valley is kind of a sandbox farm game. It's got a goal and a purpose, and basically you're a young lad or lass, depending on what you choose, and your grandfather leaves you a note saying, hey, I left you my farm, I'm dead, basically, that sort of thing, and I don't think you actually open it right away, so forget what I said. You're like, in the beginning, you're like in a cubicle, and you hate your life, and you're like stuck working for the man, and it's pretty fun beginning, and you just hate it. You just really can't stand your life, and what you end up doing is you get a letter from your grandfather, and you don't open it according to the game for years, but one day you're just losing it, and you come across your note, and it says, I left you my farm. So you end up going to this place called Stardew Valley, and you find this terrible broken down farm, which it doesn't look like that now. Parts of it are broken, as you can see, but I've done a lot of developing in this. So it's a lot of fun. This lady's working on my house. I'm getting an upgrade. So your whole purpose in life is to just be the best farmer ever. There's a lot more options involved in it. There's fishing, there's mining, there's adventuring, foraging. So you can find a lot of cool stuff. I'm just going to kind of show you. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't played the game, but you find all sorts of items. For example, these are forageable or growing or cultivated items that I can find, and as you can see, I don't have near as half of them. This, I should also mention, is my second attempt at the game, so I already played the game extensively. Didn't quite completely beat it, but for example, I caught all these fish. I got all the artifacts, all the gems. I cooked the majority of the food and got almost all of these achievements. Some of them are really hard to obtain, others aren't. And so let's just start off playing. So in the winter, you can't farm. And I left all my sweet little sprinklers out in the ground and my scarecrows. I personally will leave the scarecrows, but depending on how well my winter goes, when I get prepared to plant for spring, I don't necessarily want this same layout. So as you can see, your farm's quite large, and this is just an eighth of the space on my farm. So I was quite an efficient farmer for a first year game, but by the time I hit year 2, it's going to be much more extensive. I'll have a lot more resources and a lot more, things to play with. There'll be new crops that you didn't have last year, and there'll be things that I have to achieve in a thing called the community center. So basically, you're like in an old rundown farm town, and you can either kind of just profit off of it and not benefit the community, or you can benefit the community by like reestablishing the community center. And the way you do that is by taking specific items up into it. So let's just take a trip up there. I'm gonna drop a few things off at my little area of chests, so I kind of keep things organized. I like to keep things in certain areas. My cultivation in one area, my mining in another, my food in another. Just because it's the way to keep things simple. Anyways, so now I'm going to go up to this chest here where I collect items that I specifically know, other than that fishing pole for some reason, that I know I'm going to need at the community center. This isn't the most exciting gameplay, but it's kind of imperative if you're going to play this game. You want to focus on this community center. Nothing will benefit you more than getting the community center knocked out, because you'll have a lot of bonuses, you'll have new areas opened, and some are easier than others. You'll see when I get there in a short minute here. I bought a horse. You don't come with a horse. It's expensive and a little hard to obtain, but if you know what you're doing, you can get there pretty quick. I could easily show you guys if you ever really wanted to know how to do it quick. So there's these bundles. I'm in the pantry section of the community center, and like for example, here's spring crops. Obviously it's not spring and I didn't pay attention to it while I needed to, so I won't have anything to do it. Here's the artisan bundle, and I have to get 6 of these. There's 12 items, and this one's actually not easy. Luckily, I picked the right route this time, so I'll be able to get it knocked out pretty quick, but at the same time, I'm going to rely heavily on finding some of these fruits, and that's not necessarily easy, but I set it up in a certain way that I should be able to obtain it, but we'll find out. We'll see what happens. It's kind of a time-based game, so you can see up here it's 12 o'clock. It's 12 in the afternoon. I have to be in my bed by 2 a.m. or I pass out, and usually you get like mugged in the middle of the night. I don't know why you pass out, but you know, there's got to be limitations. It's kind of what makes this game fun. If there wasn't like serious limitations on it and I could just run around and mine all day, I might as well buy Minecraft. This game has more of a spirit to it. There's more life to it. There's people to interact with. It's a lot of fun. So, I need to drop this guy off here. Anyways. So, I'm just going to try and get this stuff out. This is hard to multitask with just because I usually know exactly where I'm going. But this time around, I'm kind of flying in a new zone. So there's obviously a lot of items to acquire, as you can see, but I do well enough that I can get most of these out of my way. So obviously these items I brought with me I'm not gonna need. They were just ones I assumed I needed. So I've got a 10,000 bundle and a 25,000 bundle. Let's just buy it. That's one where they just basically steal your money from you. I got a lightning rod. That's actually a pretty decent gift. I can harvest lightning and make batteries out of it and use it in different applications. And that sounds kind of dumb, but it's awesome. Can build cool street lamps, stuff like that. So I'm going to make sure I have everything. So yeah, I already put a yam in, or a root. But do I? Oh, I might have missed one. I'm just not paying attention. So I need one more. I need the snow yam. And once I get that, I should be done with this room. And that will repair a bridge. So our focus for the day is going to run around the city and try and find a snow yam. I just put a crocus in there. Now you see these little guys with their fingers sticking up. They are, I don't know, they look like worms. I don't think they refer to them as worms, but you dig them up and they got little gifts for you. So it's fun. It's a hoot. So this is a pretty expansive area, as you can tell. I'm not giving you the full runaround. That lady that works on my house, that's her house. Her name's Robin. She lives with her husband Demetrius and some child. Her child, I think, is Maru from her like first marriage. These people have legitimate, complex lives. They're not just like random NPCs. a community. It's like your responsibility to go and get to know them. You can befriend them by giving them gifts, and they'll, give gifts in exchange. Usually not right away in your mail. And usually the gifts are like recipes and things that you can't obtain any other way. So it's really important to be nice to the people. You can't just be like, well, I'm just going to play by myself. You can. I mean, you totally can. But half the experience is talking to the people, getting to know them, befriending them. They have little cutscenes with different people. And you can get married and have children. So basically just live a life, a fun, nice, backwoods farming life where everything's simple and nice and pretty, and they have cool little festivals and just that small community feel. So I think that's probably why I'm drawn to the game. This is the perfect life without having to work so hard digging in the ground and planting stuff, so I can just pretend I'm having fun. And I'm going to stop by Gunter here. Gunter is the museum dude, and I guess according to Gunter, he took over this museum, and the last guy ransacked it. I guess he just ran away with everything. So it's kind of my responsibility to come across random artifacts in the caves or around town or when I'm out fishing. It's kind of complicated to explain why you would see random stuff like that fishing, but it's just kind of a mini game sort of thing. As you can see, I just dug up a book. It's called one of the Lost Books. I can go read it, and it'll give me all sorts of neat information. I completed it in my last game, so I'm not really going to go read it. If you'd like me to, I will, but most of it's not really sensitive information. There's one about catching legendary fish, which is really helpful. Other than that, I can't remember off the top of my head if any of them really played an impact in my game. But see, as you can see, just for example, this chick's house. I can't go in. Oh, I can go in her house. I guess we're friends now. But I wasn't allowed in her house at first. And, cool little cabin. She's a little loner lady. She seems pretty nice. She likes it when you give her wine, so I guess she's totally into just getting smashed. And, watching stuff on TV or reading. See, I keep getting a bunch of crap I don't want. I am digging in the ground. That is my specific goal right now, is to find that stupid yam, and you usually find it by digging it up. So having this horse is a whole lot more fun than playing the game without it. I mean, you're used to it if you don't have the horse, but walking is so much slower than what I'm doing right now. I just had the horse from the first game. I was spoiled, so I just I can't walk. I'm too lazy. And it's cool to have a horse. My buddy Chewy and I just, go all over the place looking for stuff. There's some mistletoe. These are slimes. I'm gonna ignore them because they are nothing to me anymore. Actually, I'll just show you. So I can fight them with my sword. It's fun. But as you can see, they do nothing to me because I've got some pretty good weaponry. I've found some good items that make me better. For example, I've got boots and a ring and another ring, and I can get a hat. My name is Super Slayer. It's kind of dumb. I wanted to make myself look like a Super Saiyan. It's the closest hair I could get. Dog's name is MLG360 No Scope because I was just feeling dumb that day. And my horse is Chewy, in honor of Chewbacca and the fact that this thing does nothing but chew on hay if I leave it in its stall. So his name's Chewy. Not very creative with names, I know. But it's not about the names, it's about the quality of your gameplay. So, yeah, you just basically watched me run around the game for 10 minutes, but I kind of wanted to show you what it looked like, and I was, pursuing that yam. It's getting late, it's 7 o'clock at night in the game, So what I'll honestly do is I'll probably drop this stuff off and go fishing for a while, kind of give you a display of that. And I'm going to put this other lightning rod here. I don't have this quite organized yet because I want to build a shop. But you can't really build a shop per se, but you can basically build a little thing that's similar to a shop. So it's good enough. And you can, I've seen people use the barns and the chicken coops as shops, but I want to use this thing called a slime hutch. And it's those little creatures that I was fighting. I guess you can raise them. Never been interested in it. I might attempt it this year. But he is to organize it in a room would be much nicer. It looks better. It's out of the way. My whole goal with this farm is to be aesthetic, make it look nice, and you can see I'm starting to develop an idea. But it's not hard to. It's not easy to make a pretty farm. Like, it is more difficult than you think. So I'm just gonna sell all this junk that I thought went in the community center because it's more money, and I just spent a ton of money. So I'm not too rich at the moment. I'm gonna just start. I think I'm gonna spend the rest of my day cleaning up my farm. It's very easy to get distracted in this game. If you have like one goal, you end up doing like 10 other things because there's just so much to do, and that's the beauty of it. Like, you could spend all day chopping wood in this game, and you would not even notice that you'd been sitting there for a half an hour in real life chopping, pixelated fake wood on the internet or on the computer, and it's just cool. It's just a blast. I like simple games that you can play by yourself. According to the developer that made this game, he's going to come out with a multiplayer option this year, but from what I just learned, the guy that made this game, he made it by himself. This is a pretty beautiful and pretty solid game, and to make something like this by yourself, you're the man. I'm going to give you all the credit in the world. This guy probably spent 4 or 5 years making this game by himself. I don't know the truth. He could be the super hacker man and bust it out in 2 months, but honestly, I guarantee it probably took him years. And you can see it's late, but I have a horse, so I can make it back anywhere. So I'm just going to go down to this lake and give you a preview of how it is to fish, because it's a fun thing to do. I don't have any equipment on my... Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was grabbing something on the desk. So as you can see, you throw your bobber out, and when you get a little exclamation point, you'll hear it. It goes like... When you can hear that, that's when you know you got a fish. So basically, you got to keep this green bar over this fish. This one's actually a pretty decent fighter, we should say. Like, some fish are extremely easy, some fish are not so easy. This one I would say is about a 7 or 6.5 out of 10 maybe. I don't know, I've just gotten so used to it, and might be difficult for someone just getting into the game. But you won't catch fish like this in the early game because you won't have the equipment for it. And you can, I should take that back, you can, but it's really impossible. And like, see, then you have dumb fish like this guy. He's just like, I'm just gonna hang out here, and then he's gonna fake you out because he thinks he's awesome. And then, but usually fish that stay dormant for a certain position, they're not too crazy. I will do a video on legendary fish because they're insane. They're a real challenge. Some more than others. I believe like the carp in the sewer is really easy. There's a glacier fish, and I don't know, I don't even want to look his direction. In my opinion, I caught all... Okay, so there's 5 legendary fish, but you have to... 4 or 5. I don't know. But you have to catch either 3 of them to catch the last one, or 4 of them to catch the last one. And the last one's like the legend or something. And He is a legend, but honestly, the one that's given me the most trouble every single time is the glacier fish. As you can see, you get money at the end of the day. I can pull out my extensions. I've got 5 blackberry jellies. They're almost pushing 100 G's a piece. Pretty good, not amazing, because blackberries are pretty cheap or easy commodity. Like, I found a bunch while I was out foraging. I just gotta use it for filler. But fish can be pretty desirable. You can see the star there. That's their rating. If you get a silver star, that's like really, or like pretty good, but then gold star is like high quality end items. So you have farming, foraging, fishing, mining, other, and then your total. And so other's just like junk I found, or the sprinklers that I'm not going to use that I made. And I sold those sprinklers because they're the cheap ones, and I have better ones. Anyways, so that's just kind of like a brief overview of Stardew. I'm not gonna kind of like do videos where I just do this huge description of the game, but you can see it's really beautiful. Catch me a squid. You can catch them from the ocean at night. They will show up only in winter though. Good to know. I'll go catch a squid, bro. So you get journal entries. Like, there's some really weird stuff. There's some cool little quests. Like, for example, I've got to go find the mayor's shorts. And the mayor is a little old man that, I believe he's widowed. And he likes to visit this lady that's, she's older too. And her name's Marnie. And I caught him sneaking into her house in the middle of the night in my game recently. And it was very interesting because you know where he was headed. He was going for a nightcap. And he had a something in his hands. It looked like a wine or something. I was like, oh, I know what they're going to do. So basically, I have to befriend Marnie at this point. I have to make her like a friend of at least 5 stars, I believe. And then I'll give her... I'll be able to go into her house and like snoop around, which is kind of weird. It's just like, hey, I'm going to go through your stuff. And, always found it kind of weird that you have to get a certain amount of hearts to snoop through people's belongings. But I find his shorts in her like dirty laundry hamper, and he's all like for some reason super scared that everybody's gonna find out like him and Marnie have this like little friends with benefits set up. And I find it more cute than anything because they're just 2 little old farts in this community that nobody cares what they do. But they're super concerned about keeping it to themselves. But, so you get to play fun little things. Just fun little social aspects of things you have in regular life. And, you kind of grow attached to these characters. They're a lot of fun. Some of them I freaking hate. I wish there was a mod that I could just, like, go on a Grand Theft Auto rampage on some of these people. And see, I make the dire mistake of never taking my stuff and selling it, but I have a pretty large inventory. You don't start with that large of one. So that's a mine cart. I just took a mine cart to the mines. I can also take it to the city. This is one of the benefits that is unlocked in the community center. That's why I'm saying community center, community center, community center. You need to get on that as soon as you can. So I'm going to spend the majority of my day in the mine. And I have no idea how a grasshopper got in my room, but it just decided it wanted to touch me, and that was weird. Anyways, alright, let's back to the game. So, this is a cool little area. This area is usually blocked, and you blow it up with the bomb. And I don't really need to go over there, so if you want to find out what's over there, buy the game. So I'm going to go to the lower levels of the mine. I've been in the mine for quite some time. These are ores, things with like little rocks sticking out of the top of them. You can get minerals and ores, like ores for iron and copper and gold. And there also is a iridium ore, but I will not find it in this cave. Get into that later. So basically, most people wouldn't spend all this day harvesting stone, but stone is a big application in the game. You're gonna use it a lot. You're gonna... Oh, you know what? See, I'm already gonna leave this place because I just remembered I had to do something. So basically, you have all these tools down here you can see on the bar that I've been playing with. Let me make this bigger. I'm going to go home because I need to grab some supplies. So, for example, I have a steel axe, a steel pickaxe. I have a scythe. You cannot upgrade the scythe, don't need to. It does its job just fine. I have a regular hoe. And nobody wants a regular hoe, you know what I'm saying? You want an exclusive hoe. You want a shiny, just gleaming in the sun hoe. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no old school, rusty, beat up hoe. You need the best hoe money can buy. So, we're going to go in here and get our copper, because copper's the first upgrade to getting a good hoe. And I have a few bars, but I don't have enough. So I need to forge them. It takes 5 ore to make a copper bar. So we are on the quest for getting a better hoe. Because isn't that always the quest in life? I'm just kidding. I just think it's funny. So I'm going to just put some of my resources away since I'm back. These are all my mining resources. I like to keep them all together. But the reason I'm either going to start with the hoe or the watering can. But let's start with the hoe. Because who wouldn't start with the hoe? So I'm going to kind of just cruise around because I got to wait. So there it is. It doesn't take long for copper, but the higher quality of metal, the longer it's going to take. I think gold takes half of your day. I think all the others don't take near as much, but gold and iridium you're going to just start your foraging and leave for the day because you can't just sit around and wait for it. So I'll transport to town. It transports me straight to the blacksmith. This guy's kind of a jerk, but he does what I need. So I'm going to start with getting a new hoe. So it should be ready in a couple days. So, I mean, that's a long time to wait for a hoe, but I don't really need her. It's cold outside. I got other things to do. I mean, not her, sorry. I think I'll just go fishing. Let's just say scrap the mines, because once I go somewhere, if I have to go back, I'm just like, I'm all over the place in this game, but that's also a pretty big benefit, because you get a lot of resources from different ends all the time. See, I always skip these stupid little worm things. Oh, and I don't have a hoe anymore, so much for not needing a hoe in wintertime, you know what I'm saying? You definitely do need a hoe. So, it's alright. We'll catch up with that later. Those worms might not necessarily stay. They always change. One thing that is a bummer about your horse, you can't make it through most of the bushes around here. I don't know why. It's just spaced terribly. But I'm not going to knock this game because it's probably one of the greats. It's going to go down in history. You guys are going to read about this game. You might just watch me, some random dude, playing it. But one day, you're going to be like, top 100 games of all time. I don't know. I'm just kidding. There's so many games out there. And there's so many different preferences. You can't really tell. But if you like anything sandbox related, or things with cute little horses and stories, and fishing, I mean, who doesn't like fishing? You'll enjoy this game. And I'd like to make my next Stardew Valley post a little bit less broad and more focused, and that's probably going to be my goal. You can see these bubbles out here in the water, and for some reason I can't really actually get to those bubbles, but if I can get my bobber within a certain range, I can catch those bad boys. My friend found a tip to exploit on this. It's going to be hard since I have my volume down. But you can open up your menu. You can cast your reel, open up your menu, and when you hear it the bobber bob, you close out of the menu and it automatically catches the fish for you. And the reason that's a benefit is because your time does not go anywhere while you're in the menu. So it's 2:10 now. I can close it and open it. Oh, well, I screwed it up because something bit right away. So it's 2:10. I see it says paused, but I'm still fishing. I don't really care too much to do it. Well, what fish is that? Any fish that gets real excited is usually something desirable. And I hope he doesn't shoot. He's gonna shoot. Nope, I got him. It's a tuna. I mean, in real life it'd be like a gold mine, but in this game, tuna's like, meh. You want to catch like weird stuff and random fish that aren't near as popular as tuna is in the real world. But we're not about the real world here, baby. This is Stardew. That's how we roll. So I don't usually like to exploit that like pause trick. It's cool, but I'm not like really too focused at the moment at like getting my time like amazing, or just like catching like $30,000 worth of fish in a day is basically what the purpose of that is. And I don't care enough about that at the moment because I play the game so long. I'm gonna benefit anyways, and I'll have the financials regardless, so I'm just gonna skip it. But it is a cool trick. And like, ooh, dried starfish. Sweet. And if like it's early game like I am now, and you're like trying to start out and get a lot of cash, it's a very good option. But I just found out about it, and I'm already an established farmer. I'm not rich. I only have like $32,000, which I could blow in 10 seconds. But my recurring income is enough that I don't worry about it. And it's a cool trick, though. It's probably one of the cooler tricks I've seen, but it's technically cheating, but I don't know. If it's in the game, it's not a cheat. You're not inputting a code. So, it's just a developer probably missed it, and, this is one guy doing this. I tend to move across the dock because if you fish in the same spot over and over, they start giving you junk. I don't think it really matters where you move. I have been told, though, that the farther you are away from an actual walking path, the higher the quality of fish will be. Now, you kind of get to disregard it when you're on the pier because it doesn't count. So, it's pretty cool like that. I know a lot about this game, and I mean, of course, it's nothing you can't look up online nowadays, but I think it's more fun to get your information from someone that, really spent a lot of time and effort in this game. I will admit, I do use the Wikipedia for this game now. I wouldn't use it when you first start the game, because that kind of defeats the purpose of discovery. But for someone like me that's, experienced the majority of the game, I looked it up for simple things like what items I can give to the NPCs to make them like me more, and everybody's specific for themselves. So that's I've always found very difficult. And I have a few people that I know well that from pure discovery, but there's like 32 people you can interact with in the game, or maybe more, that you can befriend. So I'm not memorizing that. I don't think anybody else is. But if you're like that, then do it that way. But I suggest using the wiki at some point, especially if you're trying to marry one of the eligible bachelors or bachelorettes in the game, because it's gonna be your easiest option, and you're not going to struggle near as much. And I found that was my biggest point of frustration in this game. Managing your time well in the beginning is also a very, very big deal. You can't just like walk around. You gotta hit the ground running. And of course you're not going to know what to do to begin with, but all I can say is start planting crops and start making money. Crops is the main like focus of your big cash, but you could become a empire just from mining or just from fishing. You could literally spend your whole time just fishing in this game. Obviously, it drives most people nuts, but I've heard of some people just straight up fishing in the game. And it's a fun little mini game to catch them. So, I mean, it's not too far-fetched, but I suggest making a little bit of flavor, spicing it up a bit. Oh man, I missed that fish. Just because it's meant to be explored all the way around. There's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of cool little stuff. There's a lot of neat little quests throughout the game, and it's really exciting to find some things. There are a few items I'm trying to obtain that I didn't know about my first time going around, and I, got spoiled by Reddit and stuff like that. But there are items like I was willing to come back after dumping 100 hours into this game to seek out and do it again. Like, I could have probably easily done it in my other saved game, but I wanted to freaking earn it. I wanted to go out and do it all over again and do it better this time. And this is a game you can come back to. And you don't have to put 100 hours into the game to, like, get... Whoa, what am I trying to fight? See, that's the kind of fish that just gets me by the balls, and I can't do anything about it. I don't have any equipment on my fishing pole. That's not an excuse, but it does benefit you and help you catch stuff better. But it wears out, so I just haven't replaced it. Because fishing is not usually my biggest thing in the game. So let's stop by the saloon. We'll go say hi to some people. I'll show you these people. And I'm just going to broadly gift people, but I don't think I'm going to do blackberries because it seems to me like most people hate blackberries. But let's take a guess out of this list. What would you think? Crispy bass? I don't know. I don't think bass is a huge desirable thing. Coffee? Most people. Pizza. Who does... Oh, pizza. Alright, let's go. Pizza and beer. What is going to be the winner in this? Well, there's a girl I'm trying to court in the game, so we're going to go with pizza, because I want to give my lady some pepperoni. You know what I mean? And, so I bought 12, a ridiculous amount of pizzas, and I'm going to give this guy pizza. This alcoholic loves pizza. Look at that. How'd you know this is my favorite? When is pizza not someone's favorite? I mean, come on, Shane. Pick up the pace here. Lay off the beer. That guy even enjoys it. It's not his favorite, but he's like, this is a fun gift. Oh, well, Willie doesn't like pizza, but Willie's a freaking bum that catches fish all day. Look how crappy he looks. Yo, you don't know what you're doing with your life. We're not taking your opinion. No, I don't want to eat it. I want to give it to her. I'm feeling a positive energy from this gift. So we've got like the hipster hippie, like spiritual lady. This guy loves it because I just bought a pizza from him for $600 and I just gave him a pizza for free. So he basically profited off me and got free dinner. What a sweet deal. I'm a great guy. This gate lady always loves pizza. Yeah, I'm gonna go after your daughter while you're in here getting drunk. And then this chick, wow, you don't like pizza either. I considered marrying you at one point in the game, not in real life. Maybe in real life. We're not gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna go find that Pam's daughter, and my biggest thing about Pam's daughter is she's a babe. Whoa, what'd I do? She's a babe, but she's also like her story was the saddest to me. Open only. She's already in bed. I can't go in there. When is there an open sign on somebody's house? I've never. That's so dumb. Anyways, so forget her. We're gonna go home. Another day, another dollar. We'll find that girl. Don't you worry. So, this is Stardew Valley. I'd like to stream some more, honestly. I really think this is fun. I'm really enjoying this, even if nobody's watching. Like, I just think this is fun. I have no idea if anybody's even viewing it, but I like to sure think there is. And if not, you can come back and watch this video and go, that guy's not a complete dummy. So I'm going to sell most of the things. I'm going to keep some of the gold star items because I like sea cucumbers for no reason. I don't think it has any use for anything I can do at this particular moment, but the squid was part of one of my quests. So anyways, this is a little bit about Stardew Valley. It's winter time. I think next time we're gonna go on a quest for a better hoe, and I'll load it up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was informative. I don't always tend to want to do informative sort of videos. I kind of want to just do fun, goofy stuff. And I hope you like both of them. I hope I can be a source of information, but I can also make you giggle. And I know I haven't really been super funny or super entertaining in this video, but I'm just giving it a shot. I don't really know what I'm doing yet, and I'll just get better with time. So if you check this out, thank you. I appreciate it. It's fun to share my experience with you. Oh, before I go off, I leveled up. It's pretty cool. I can build some new stuff. It's just fun connecting with people and, showing, some of the things I like doing as far as gaming goes. So if you enjoyed this at all, add me to your whatever. My name's Matt K. I'll put some more of my information up later in my bio. I'm gonna have to produce some media to actually get some attention first. Kind of build a following. So, thank you for tuning in to Stardew Valley. It's wintertime. I'll post another stream/video tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, middle of the night, middle of the morning, haven't had your coffee yet type of day. Whatever it may be. You have a great day. You're awesome. Just remember that. Stay happy. Enjoy the world for what it is. And stay cool, buds. Have a good night.